Good evening. Right. Welcome. Oh dear. Right, where's my controller? Over there. Right, we're going to have a quick look this evening at the new 313 that's been released today. And then we're going to do some freight, Class 66 Intermodal on Great Western Express. Darko Rail, thank you very much for the raid, my man. Hope your stream went well. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the 313. We're going to go through what you can expect to see with it, and then we're going to do some bits and pieces with the intermodal train on Great Western Express, because I've been reliably informed how to get it working properly. Albeit not the best way of doing it, but yeah, we'll see whether the tips work. So, East Coastway 313, we'll do a couple of little shuttle services, and then we'll move on to some freight. So, East Coastway, we want to explore. Now, I'm not going to do the training because that resets all my settings, etc., etc. There is one thing I have to do before we go into the game, as the game still doesn't turn off motion blur. Right, so in Explore, if we go to timetable mode, there's now 2 timetables that you can see there. You've got your East Coastway 2020, which is everything is a 377, as you can see on the right hand side there with the trains involved. Or you can drop it down to East Coastway. Now, it's exactly the same as East Coastway 2020, except you get the 313 replacing some 377 services. Just FYI, the 313 was supposed to be out a long time ago. And it didn't arrive. So, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look. Just going to get it raining. Makes it a little bit more interesting. I hate the fact that they've got these new 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Right. So, yes, there's 2 different types. You've got Brighton to Seaford and Seaford to Brighton, or you've got Brighton to Lewes and Lewes to Brighton. And I think there should be some. I thought there was some Seaford to Lewes in there as well, but obviously not. But you've got quite a long Brighton to Seaford empty stock move there. But yeah, there's various different sort of things you can do with the 313. So what we'll do is we'll just do a Brighton to Lewes and then a Lewes to Brighton shuttle to have a little look. Actually, no, we'll go Brighton to Seaford. Or we'll start at Seaford and go backwards. Right, okay, so here we are, the 313. Let's get our master key in. Reverser to neutral. Let's open the right hand doors. Now we will just quickly stand up and unisolate the AWS, because we like our security systems and safety systems. Now there is a bug with the what they call the DSD isolation in this. It's been set up wrong, and if you go on the forums, they try to explain what they've done. But basically, a lot of people are saying, when you get in this one, you put your foot on that pedal, and you don't take it off. And if you take it off, the train grinds to a halt straight away. Oh. All right, let's get this show on the road. Yeah, so they're saying there's no audible alarm if you enable the DSD. Now this train apparently doesn't have a DSD in real life. It has a DVD, which is a driver vigilance device, but it doesn't have a driver safety device. Well, it's in fact incorrect. It has to have a DSD to enter service on the network. However, it's a non-audible alarm. So the DVD, the driver vigilance device, is there, which is like in theory a dead man's pedal. Well, it's confusing because all locos have DSDs and DVDs, and they all operate on the same system, so they're laid over the top of it. So I refer to my DVD and my DSD when I drive my Class 66s as a DSD, because that is how we're taught, because the DSD is compulsory for a train to be on the main line. There's no special dispensation for it not having one. It has to have one. But people are all getting confused. It's getting a little bit heated, and basically they've configured it wrong in the game. So don't put the DSD on until they've patched it where it will have a sound. So you can drive without the HUD and have the safety systems on. Oh, no, I didn't want to go to step 2. Now, the brakes on this thing are a little bit strange at the moment. Good evening, Willow. Sorry, just seen your tweets there in the chat. We're already experiencing audio glitches. Didn't get those earlier. Now, yeah, like I say, brakes on this thing. Oh, we didn't do our lights. Whoops-a-daisy. There we go. Probably haven't got any on the rear, but... So yeah, so I've played around a little bit with this. There is something that eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed in the cab. That's a new feature just on this train so far, and that's the GSMR has got some writing on it. Now, I've been lucky enough to have a chat with Matt Pedalston today. I can't discuss half the stuff we were chatting about, but this little baby here is going to be retrofitted to some of the UK rolling stocks. Apparently it's really easy to do, but what it allows you to do is it actually allows you to use the SG button as intended. So you can push the SG button and it contacts the signaller. You can also push the big yellow button, but you don't do that unless you've got an emergency, an urgent request for the signaller, which means he has to drop all calls and take yours. There's one step down from hitting the big red button. So our next stop is New Haven Harbour, so we've got the ability to put our foot down for a little while. Now, I do like this. Yes, it's got its little flaws and everything at the minute that do need ironing out, but we've come to expect that with Dovetail games. This personally has come a little bit too late, in my opinion, in East Coastway's life. So that's the 20 mile an hour AWS horn. Yeah, I agree with you, Willow. People will get mixed up. And it's not really fair to have it labelled as a DSD up there and then say the train doesn't have a DSD. It doesn't make sense to me personally. Excuse me. Now, the brakes on this thing are a little bit odd because it currently says we've got no braking going on, even though I've just put the brakes in. And again, I believe the physics on this are a little bit squiffy when it comes, because there's no way I'm going to slow down for this 20 now because the brakes didn't go in. Although we might be lucky. but it is a reasonably well done model. It does look very good. I do give it that. It's a shame we're getting those audio glitches again. Be glad when they redo the sound on Xbox. As you can see, we're just running a couple of seconds late, but again, that's due to a wet rail. Autumnal weather. So if you guys want to see anything in particular with this train, just let me know when we go between stations, and I'll do my best to cover everything that you want me to do. Also, let me know if the audio levels are okay, because I have changed the scenes slightly, and that has unbalanced everything. Alright, so here we are, New Haven Harbour. Oh, wrong button. Not bad stopping. Let's open the left-hand doors. Hunt Rogan, just subscribed. I thought you were already subscribed. Thank you very much, my man. Good evening. So you join us for the 313. Better get that for the stream. Right, let's lock the doors. We're going to be calling it New Haven Town after this one, so it's just round the corner. So we don't want too much power, but we are running late, so we will give it some beans, get back up to 20. Oh, bit of wheel slip there. Automatic sander. Alright, so with our temperamental brakes, we'll oh, they've kicked in this time, so we'll just release those, otherwise we'll grind to a halt early. Yeah, we're just about running a minute or two late at the moment, but hopefully we'll make that back up at Lewes. So with the release of this 313, they have rolled out the rush hour passengers to East Coastway. As you can tell, it's considerably busier than it normally is, especially at this station. Let's go to step 2 brakes there, because they're not particularly the best. I believe that's some sort of motor fan that you can hear whirring away there. Aha, jolly good, Rogan, jolly good. Have you found out how awful it is yet, though? I see you were flying it. Give the signaller a little toot up in the signal box there. Alright, let's get going. Oh, again, masses of wheel slip then. So we're on a 35 at the moment. There's our 70 board. Class 66 in New Haven, as we're going to go whistling past that in a minute. Alright, so as soon as the rears, there we go, let's open it up. onto the 70. But it's a lovely, like I say, it's a lovely looking unit. And I know people on the forums have been saying, "Oh, there's no achievements. There's no." Let's move past this, guys. Come on, it's Dovetail Games. You're not going to get a perfect product every time. Like we've all said, yes, there's bits and pieces that need tweaking and fixing on their locos and their rolling stock and their routes at the minute, but if everybody's constantly negative, then they won't pay much attention to us as users. But I did have some news about West Cornwall Local from Matt earlier, and apparently it's just about to be resubmitted to the QA team after fixes and stuff have been applied. Right, I need to get the brakes into stage 2 here because I have overshot this station so many times in this one while I've been practicing. Because what you'll see is the brakes in the brake chamber, they sort of fluctuate a little bit because it's got an what's it they call it over here, there's a kill switch for it, dynamic braking, so you don't lock the wheels up all the time. You can put the brakes on and then they sort of ease it. See that they've released a little bit, so you have to flick it, and it just makes you quite late because you got to completely re-evaluate all your braking points, which makes it a bit more challenging than driving an Electro Star all the time. We've got a whistle board coming up. I always forget about this one. I think we slowed down a little bit too early, but it's better to actually stop at the station than having to reverse into it like I've had to do a few times. It's very busy here. Cool, blimey. It's rush hour though. Right, so the brakes are in. It's a very short platform here. Will we stop? No, because the brakes have come off again, so... Right, well that's the... I'll take that. The rear of the train's in the platform as well. By quite some... It's a 4-car platform, so... I'll take that. Set the doors, release the brakes. Once the interlocking kicks in, doors interlock, brakes have released. And away we go. Well done, Willow. Nice one. It is one of their better routes, I must admit. Oh, there we go. Traction motors are coming online again. Now there's an interesting thing about this particular bit of rolling stock. Class 300s usually mean they're dual voltage, or they're overhead lines. They take their power from the overhead lines, normally 300s. Well, with the 313, it used to have a pantograph, because it used to go in like work on railways where the power was taken from overhead cables, and then when Southern took the units on for this branch line, they converted them to third rail only and took the pantographs away. Yep, and the Great Eastern Main Line, well, used to be the Great Eastern, on the Great Eastern, it's now 700s. 321s, 360s, they all were AC. 365s, 357s. Alright, so we've got the 40 coming up in a mile, so we'll just release the brakes. Roll now, let nature do its thing. There. Bit grim outside, so let's put the cab heater on low. That'll be a 20 mile an hour warning, or 40 up ahead. 40. And then we've got the 20. So we are climbing up a gradient at the moment. So the brakes are naturally slowing us down. Oh, sorry, the gradient is slowing us down. So does anybody want to see anything in particular with this train? Alright, so here we go. We're coming off the branch line now. We can open the cab door and close it again. Now I believe back in the day they used to put parcels out there, because it is only staff only in that particular vestibule. Right, let's put the brakes in, because we're going to slow down for a 20 and a 10. I've not really been paying attention to our signals either, so fingers crossed we're not going towards a red at the minute. Hoping that the signal just around this corner is going to have a number 1 indicator on it. And a green. 2 minutes late now. I don't think I've run one of these services to time yet. Yeah, I believe they're the only difference between a 314 and a 313 is the 314 indicates it's a 4-car unit, and the 313 indicates that there are 3-car units. I think that's the only actual difference, apart from some minor traction motors and bits and pieces. Right, we're coming up to that 20 now, but we have got to slow down for the 10 to go round into the platform that we are booked into. So let's just put the brake back in, because just as we get to there, as we come here, there we go. So there you go, there's a 313 in that platform, and I believe that forms the Brighton to Lewes train. Well, the timing's way out because we are considerably later than what the timing board says. Right, we're going to stop here. The sooner we stop, the sooner we can go. The interiors are nice and bright. Traditional southern fare, although those seats look a little bit close together, if I'm honest. Cool, blimey. Yeah, I don't think they've been modelled properly. Oh no, now I'm stuck. Ugh. But the initial acceleration is phenomenal. It's almost like an underground train. This is one thing I hate about Lewes, is this 10 mile an hour until you're out past that board there to the 55. Such a long time. Right, as soon as we're sort of the last set of doors. Right, there we go, we'll crank it open now. Just listen to those engines whir up. Going up quite a steep gradient at the moment in the wet, that's why we're getting a bit of wheel slip. Now apparently this is a little bit quick when you get it up going, and people think just because it says 75 mile an hour up there that's all it can do, but it won't. It'll go as fast as it blooming well likes until the traction motors start going wally. So I'd imagine it's probably good for about 100. Right, anyway, Falmer, 3.5 miles away, so just throttle off, because we're still accelerating. Just approaching the 70 over this viaduct, bridgey thing here. So we come around this curve. Here we go, it's just up here on the left. Yeah, it's just where the comfort and the bogies can go. Doesn't mean the traction motors are limited to 75 and that's your lot. They will just keep on going until they burn themselves out, if you let them. But the paint job's quite nice on the side. Portsmouth, Chichester, Bognor, Littlehampton, Worthing, Brighton, Lewes, Seaford and Eastbourne. Obviously you can't actually do that route because it's impossible, but that's where they run. Oh, there we go, we've driven 31.3 miles now in the 313. Alright, so we've got 2.4 miles. We might get this baby up to 70 now. Again, we're climbing up a hill, so... quite quickly approaching Falmer now, which is still giving it the beans. We'll just come down to notch 3 now. Alright, we're a mile and a half away, so we'll just throttle off and put the brakes in. Because as you can see, the brakes are managing themselves to stop us slipping. Now they've completely released. We just have to do an input and they come back on. They go off again. Yeah, so West Cornwall Local is having quite a few changes made to it, so anybody that does have a copy at the moment, you will get an update when it goes through testing and gets re-released. And you won't be disappointed, that's all I'm going to say. There has been another layer added to the timetable, but again, I'm not saying too much. Apart from a new layer has been added to the timetable. With some really good stuff according to Matt. Which is a good thing. I have also been helping him, or pointing out and troubleshooting that route that we did, the ride that we did on the release, that when I got it with that 37, there is a bug in that that run, which I've helped to fix with the video. So thank you to my viewers for making me come on and give you a preview, because it's helped them fix some stuff. Going a little bit fast into here with our moody brakes that are completely released. And come on. See, that's the one of the problem with them. There's a brake all over the place. Alright, there we go. Let's get those doors open. You're standing there with your arms crossed, mate. Oh, you've some lovely purple nail varnish you had on there. So I don't know what these people are waiting for, what train they're waiting for, but they want to go to Brighton. They want to get on this one. Alright, Musulkum, 8:24. Well, we're already late for that. So let's get this up to 60 as quickly as possible. There we go. Oh, slow down, Lee. Oh, we're up to a 70. But we're a mile and a bit. So again, we'll pop the brakes in. Start slowing ourselves down again. Probably going to overshoot this one looking at it. Again, these brakes are working and then they're not working, working then they're not working. Ah, look, there's another 313. And as you might notice, the headlight popped in then. That's being fixed. Don't panic. Well, we're not running to time today. In true southern fashion, we're running late. Right, there's our platform. And again, it's a very short platform here. Well, I take that. If that stops in the window where it's a winner. Oh! Just missed it. Just missed the S car board. But we'll take that. It's a good shot. I like that one. Oh, we're 6 minutes late. London Road and Brighton left to call at. Oh, little bit of wheel spin there. Warning board for the 30. Green signal. Old school AWS in this one. I like it. Oh, the old dynamic brakes don't know what to do. Oh, excuse me. Right. Through the tunnel we go. And as we pull into London Road, Oh, I think we're going to hit the S-car stop this time. Oh no, I think we're just short. I like the old compressor pings then. That's good. Nice bit of dirt crewing on the front there. A little bit jerky, that 377 there. It's just my eyes. Alright, Brighton, 900 yards round the curve. No more than 20 because there's 20 at the other end of the bridge. We're already 4 minutes late, so no point rushing. So we're getting a single yellow as we come around this curve here. There's the yellow, just there. And we're going into platform 8 by the looks of it. So we just throttle off. Now, would you guys like to go back down to Seaford, or do you want me to move on to the freight services and the testing that I need to do on that? Let's see some freight. Okie dokie. Right, platform 8. I can't remember. Is that round to the left and then back across? Yeah. But yeah, it needs some work, but it's an okay DLC. I don't know if one loco in a loco pack is. I don't know if it's me or whether they should look at maybe doing a quarterly release of locos and trains. And charging 20 quid. Maybe one for each route, so Germany, UK and America all get a loco in the pack. That's Park, isn't it, that turns them off? Yep, there we go. Right, there we go. That is the 313. Oh, we are late. The silver medal. So yeah, I don't know whether that's something they should consider now, because I don't think 11.99 cuts it with no achievements. Yes, it does give you a whole new timetable.